So I'm here with Josh Salomon, the co-chair of the Information Framework team, also known as the SID, and wanted to ask some questions about your involvement with the SID and why it's important for a software vendor like Amdocs to be involved with it.
Okay, so this is an interesting question. The simple answer for this is that software vendors had to be involved with the SID because the service providers requires this. And actually for a smaller company or for homogeneous companies, this is a very good reason. If they build a software and the software integration based on the SID, it's much easier for them to communicate and to integrate with other systems and to sell them to the service providers. But there is very interesting aspect of this if you come to a larger company such as Amdocs. Amdocs grew over the years through mergers and acquisitions, and is composed from various organizations which started with different cultures and different languages. And the internal integration and the internal language becomes quite challenging because people say the same words, but they mean different things. And this is where the SID comes to great help. And building our own internal language based on the standards helps us a lot internally, not even without regarding any RFPs or any service providers, and we get huge benefit from the fact that we can communicate internally using the same language. And I think this is one of the less known aspects, how we could benefit from the SID, just by having a common language between the people, and it's a great help for us.
Now, the information framework, the SID, has been evolving very, very steadily now. It's becoming very well known and has a lot of momentum. But what are some of the challenges that still remain, that you feel have to be overcome?
Well, the fact that SID is so widely used creates a new challenge for us, something we didn't have in the past, and this is the issue of backward compatibility. There are types of changes that we cannot make to the SID now because it's already used, and it's going to have a negative impact on SID adopters. On the other hand, our industry is progressing all the time. It's moving forward, and you cannot keep things stable and don't change them. And this is one of the biggest challenges we're currently facing, and we're working on this in the forum. It's not common, it's not something which relates only to the SID. It also has a lot of impact on the interface program of the SID. And we have a task force working on the backward compatibility, how to make new changes to the TMF work without while minimizing the negative impact on adopters. And the SID is a big part of this, and I think this is going to be one of our major challenges in the future.
And what is in terms of service providers, when they look at vendors like Amdocs and other vendors, why is it important that they look at a vendor that is working with a SID or a standard environment?
For service providers, I think one of the main issues is reducing the integration tax. And there are various ways of doing this, but all of the ways to reduce the integration tax require common language. As I said before, it's common language between people and between the systems. And if you are not talking the same language, the integration tax is huge. And the SID, this is the de facto standards for common language in the telecommunication ecosystem. And it's a SID with the ETOM and the TOM, the interface program. It's the ANGOS, actually, the ANGOS program. And without this, integration becomes nightmare because the system just becomes more and more complicated all the time. And
okay, and then going forward in terms of your role, what do you see coming, in the future? What's coming in the near future?
Well, the SID is becoming widely accepted, widely used across the industry, but unfortunately, not all the areas in the SID are developed in the same maturity level. So we have challenges in adding the SID, bringing the entire SID to the same maturity level. We're doing this from member requests. We are adding contributions from member. We're expanding the SID according to members' requests. This is one area that we're working, and the other area that we are working hard on this, I think John Riley talked about it, is mapping the SID, the information framework, with the ETOM and the TAM, the business process framework and the application framework. And this is, again, in order to become a common language. If I look at all the frameworks together, I would say that when we want to create the language, the SID is the vocabulary and the grammar, and the business process framework and application framework are presenting the semantics. So this mapping actually gives us the ability to have a complete language that we can use to communicate manually and automatically across the telecommunications BSS, OSS ecosystem.
And like you said, there's a feedback loop that's facilitated from your members. You listen to the members, and then their feedback is fed back into the program.
Absolutely. We have, if we look at the backlog of the change requests that we have about half of this is internal from harmonization work that we are doing inside the forum, mostly with the interface program, and half of this comes from vendors or service providers who needed things which were missing, and they are willing to contribute these changes back to the SID.
Right. Well, I thank you for explaining some of the work going on, and we hope that it keeps evolving in this way that it's creating a lot of excitement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.